Good evening, and once again,
Well, Shrine Arena in Evanston, it's basketball on BTN, presented by Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. Two teams fresh off wins trying to pick up some momentum. The Iowa Hawkeyes visiting the Northwestern Wildcats. Dave Rebson and Stephen Bardo, we take a look at the lineups. Northwestern still without the injured Boo Buie, so Robbie Barron gets his fourth straight start, fresh off his first career double-double. The Hawks get one of their injured players back. CJ with a foot injury returning tonight. So what does it mean for Iowa, Stephen?
Well, it really balances them out perimeter offensive-wise. He's one of the two players to shoot over 50% from three-point land. He had an 8-game stretch where he was shooting well over 50% before that Penn State game. So take some pressure off of Joe Wieskamp to score, and good floor game really helps out the Hawkeyes.
Again, huge news for Iowa. I mean, it was a week ago that Fran McCaffrey broached the possibility that they might need to shut Frederick down for the year, and now here he is back in the lineup. So huge news for Iowa. It's the only meeting of the year between these two. Iowa swept the Wildcats last year. Northwestern has won 6 of the last 9 here in Evanston. Luka Garza will go up against Pete Nance for the opening tip, and of course, Garza has been sensational, averaging better than 20 and 10 as the Hawkeyes control the tip.
The Hawkeyes, what they want to do, they want to get in Garza and establish him early. Let's see how Northwestern's going to play this.
This is Connor McCaffrey. They do get it into Garza, and he scores. So the first 2 points of the game going to the leading scorer in the conference.
And Northwestern knew that I was going to get into some pressure. They try to make Spencer handle it.
Northwestern able to get it across, but you're right, they worked a lot on that in the shoot around today. And remember, they're down a ball handler in Bowie. This is Ryan Young. Now Pat Spencer with 5 to shoot. Spencer getting into the lane and hitting off glass.
It's a nice decision by Spencer. I thought he was going to take the 3, but got inside the defense and high percentage shot off the glass.
Here's Joe Wieskamp. That one's off the rim, and Pete Nance with the rebound for Northwestern.
You know, when you look at Ryan Young, he tends to defer a lot. This is what I like to see.
And he hits the 3. Chris Collins was telling us today they see that becoming a bigger and bigger part of Young's game as he goes along in his career.
You know, as the game has really evolved to the three-point line, the bigs need to be able to step out and shoot. He showed he can do that in that possession.
Here's Garza trying to match it, and he does. So the first 5 points for Iowa for Luka Garza.
Chris Collins urging his guys to get up the floor. And Northwestern's going to have to, in my opinion, Dave, they're going to have to try to attack the pressure, make Iowa pay for going full court.
Spencer loses the ball, stolen away by Wieskamp. He leaves it for Frederick. Here's his first shot. Does not go, and the rebound to Barron.
Boy, it's good to see Frederick move without pain, though. He's not wincing. He's not favoring either foot, so that's a great sign for Iowa.
Spencer tries to get it inside to Young, so 2 quick turnovers for Pat Spencer, who, for as good as he has been for someone who has not played at this level, has had some turnover issues as we look at Fran McCaffrey, his 10th season at Iowa. Been to 3 of the last 4 NCAA tournaments. Toussaint. Here is Frederick.
Well, look at Iowa's patience. They really want to get the ball into Garza. Gotten him started early.
Frederick will try from the other side. That one well off the rim. Tries to track it down, but it's out of bounds to Northwestern.
Well, I just think it's fascinating that Fran threw him in the starting lineup. Talking about C.J. Frederick, you knew he was going to be a little rusty. You know, we asked him about his conditioning, and he just kind of smiled. He's like, yeah, I've been riding the bike. It's a heck of a lot different than the bike.
Toussaint goes down, no call there. Chris Collins urging his team to take advantage of having the man down, but they did not.
Yeah, see, they're getting into their offense at 14 seconds left on the shot clock.
Here's Robbie Barron with the floater, left it short, rebound to Young, and he rattles it home.
What's amazing, what your first jump shot going down will do for your confidence.
There's Garza double teamed. McCaffrey. Now Garza again for 3, and that one goes as well.
It's just not fair. Luka Garza's so good in the post. Now he's pulling back from the 3 with no hesitation.
All 8 points for Iowa from Luka Garza. Spencer around the screen. Here's Barron. The freshman's really come on. Feeds it down low to Young, nearly stolen away, gets it out the window, and Nance coming strong for the rebound.
And that's what Pete Nance needs to do. Get to the rim with that length, get on the offensive glass.
Garza, the deep post position, and Luka Garza is eating Northwestern alive, already into double figures with 10.
You know, Ryan Young is getting a baptism by fire right now.
Brian James was saying today, Northwestern assistant, what a great job Garza does of getting deep post position, and we saw it there. When he catches it there, Stephen, it's over.
It is over. There's no double team that can get there quickly enough to bother his shot at that point.
Here's Barron, gets a step knocked away by Garza, and will stay with Northwestern with 6 to shoot.
Well, one of the premier bigs in all of college basketball, he's in his tool bag tonight. Going from deep, a nice post-up position. Luka Garza, he gets it that close. It's going to be a long night for Northwestern.
Iowa on top of Northwestern 10-9, or more accurately, Luca Garza on top of Northwestern 10-9. Dave Refs and Stephen Bardo. Garza's just been fabulous so far.
Yeah, well, Iowa knows where their bread is buttered, and you've got the leading scorer in the Big Ten. You've got to get him to rock early and often, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're not selling for three.
Northwestern gets some going out of the timeout, and as good as Luca Garza's been, Northwestern on top by 2 after the 3 ball for Miller Kopp.
Oh, so Northwestern going to a little matchup zone, giving Iowa a different look, trying to limit Garza's touches as much as possible.
Shot clock under 10. Garza down low, and he finally misses one. And the rebound to the Wildcats.
Nice job by Northwestern collapsing on Garza. Got the ball along the baseline, making that shot difficult.
There's A.J. Turner, who's checked in for the Cats. Barron with a nice catch. Can't get the roll, and McCaffrey the rebound.
Boy, Northwestern doing a good job of really masking Wieskamp. He hasn't gotten many looks here. You see Northwestern making an adjustment, going zone. So Ryan Young, head on a swivel, continues to try to feel where Garza is. A nice job by Miller Kopp coming over on the help side to force that miss.
Chris Collins does not want to be a zone team, but we have seen Northwestern use the zone fairly effectively at times as Wildcats miss that one down low, Steve.
Robbie Barron has been aggressive, and I like it. Even with the miss, he's putting pressure on the Iowa front court. That's going to pay off dividends.
There's McCaffrey, now Wieskamp. Shot clock again under 10. McCaffrey will try the 3 and nail it. Connor McCaffrey, just over 30% on the year from 3, hits that one, and Iowa back on top.
That's a good job by Barron. When he attacks the pressure like that, it opens up the backside for Northwestern. They need to look for that more often.
Miller Kopp, a rare air ball. Looked like he was having trouble gripping the ball there. So the shot clock does not reset. Shot clock's at 6. Here's Turner weaving his way in, and he draws the foul. A.J. Turner's come on for Northwestern the last couple games after really struggling out of the gate.
Yeah, he has, and Northwestern needs him to do that. You know, he's one of the older guys on the team. He's had success in years previous, not only here, but also at Boston College, and starting to get his confidence back. 2
straight double-figure games for him. He had none prior to that this year. This guy scored in double figures a dozen times last year. So we look at his coach, Chris Collins. 7th year here at Northwestern. Trying to get the Cats back into that contention where they were a few years ago, and really loves this young core that he has, but they are just really young.
Yeah, but it's a lot to like. You know, they've got great length, and you know, Ryan Young is out of the game, but even though Garza got going early, it wasn't a lack of effort there. And Robbie Barron, I think, is going to be outstanding among some of the other youngsters that they have on this roster.
The alley-oop to Wieskamp.
Little Wheezy shows up again along the baseline. Set play against the zone. Nice job of Iowa attacking on the back line.
Here's Kopp. Works his way into the lane and hits the jumper over Kriener. That's 5 points for Miller Kopp.
See, Miller Kopp is smart because he knew that Kriener was coming out on him. Bigs don't break down defensively as well. He took him off the bounce and got where he wanted to go. Nice job by Miller Kopp.
9th lead change already in this one. McCaffrey. Now Kriener weaving his way through, and he will go to the stripe.
This is an old school play against the zone defense. Watch Garza set the screen on the center right there. Jones. Wieskamp goes back door. There's 2 screens there. Saw Nance and Jones get screened off. Wieskamp goes baseline. Beautiful execution by the Hawkeyes.
Kriener misses the free throw, just under 78% on the season. At the big game against Kennesaw State, 20 points, just 21 though over the last 3 combined.
He's playing with, although those last 3 games haven't been as good as earlier on, he's still playing with a lot of confidence. Greener does not mind pulling from 3 either.
Ryan Greer is checked in for Northwestern. Spelling Pat Spencer, again, very limited in the backcourt. Remember, Anthony Gaines out for the year as well with a shoulder injury. Here's Pete Nance. Turnaround is blocked by Greener. Jared Jones able to track it down. 4 seconds to shoot. Here's Kopp with the 3 ball. Doesn't go. Tipped in by Nance.
So Pete Nance, who doesn't get to the foul line very often, getting to the offensive glass here tonight.
11-0 second chance points in favor of the Wildcats. And Jones rips away the rebound, and here comes Greer for Northwestern. Now Kopp for 3, doesn't go. Turner, though, able to track it down, so another offensive board for Northwestern. Remember, shot clock resets to 20 with the rule change this year. Nance. Here's Kopp, it's at 5. Jones weaving in and shot clock violation. Frustration from Chris Collins, but his team still up by 2.
Well, Pete Nance getting to the rim using that 6'10" frame. No box out. Nice putback. Northwestern's going to need that against the front line of Iowa. Nice job by Pete Nance on the flush.
Basketball on BTN is presented by Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. Push button, get mortgage. And brought to you by Country Mark. Get more per gallon. Dave Revson, Stephen Pardo at Welsh Ryan Arena. Northwestern and Iowa have been entertaining so far. Look at the rebound numbers. Quite the opposite of what you would expect, Stephen. Northwestern 13-2 on the glass.
Yeah, they've really taken advantage of the offensive glass, especially with 8. So that's a great sign.
Foul they're going to go against Pete Nance.
Northwestern foul at number 22.
But from Northwestern's point of view, I mean, if there was one thing they were most worried about statistically, it was rebounding.
And it's funny how young teams respond to when coaches challenge them in an area that they may not be as good at. Rebounding is a little technique, but it's more effort than anything. And Northwestern has shown some of that effort on the glass here early on. Let's see if they can keep it up.
That's deep for McCaffrey, can't get it to go, and Kopp tracks it down. The Northwestern second worst rebounding team in the Big Ten. It's not like they are without size. In fact, according to KenPom, they are the 5th tallest team in the country.
Ooh, Ryan Greer missed Jones on the roll there. But Greer's gotten good minutes off the bench here.
And Nance is fouled by Garza, shooting the 3. And so Pete Nance, for the first time in 11 games, will go to the free throw line, which is pretty remarkable for a guy who is 6'10". But he had gone 10 straight games without shooting a free throw, Steve.
Yeah, and he likes the perimeter game. He's a pick and pop big, much more comfortable on the perimeter than he is in the post. But I like his aggressiveness on the glass. He's already got 2 offensive rebounds, and that's really going to bode well for his confidence, especially that tip dunk.
Well, they need to get Pete Nance going. He really started well at the beginning of the year, but has struggled here over the last 5 games, 5 straight in single figures. Super Wednesday presented by U.S. Cellular. We have a double header for you tomorrow on BTN. Indiana going to Rutgers. Scarlet Knights have been great at home, and then it is Penn State and Minnesota. So 2 good matchups for you tomorrow night here on BTN, as Northwestern now up by 4. Largest lead of the game for them. Robbie Barron coming in for Nance.
Every game on Big Ten Network is appointment television. We might as well just say it, Dave, because it doesn't matter the matchup.
The depth of this league is amazing, Steve.
Yeah, we'll get into that more, but it's awfully fun to see and be a part of.
Ball knocked out of bounds there by A.J. Turner. It will stay with Iowa. And 12 teams in the top 41 in the net rankings right now. Just to give you some perspective, there is no other league with more than 4. It's just crazy.
That is crazy.
Wieskamp for 3, rattles out, and a foul on the rebound. Looks like it's going to go against Northwestern. It is on Ryan Young.
Northwestern foul number 15, Ryan Young.
His first.
I'm okay with that. Ryan Young mixing it up, trying to keep, I believe it was Kriener off the offensive glass that time. So, oh, nice job by Kriener.
And he finishes.
Boy, he just bullied A.J. Turner underneath the bucket right there. Turner got caught a little by surprise. There
Northwestern attacking that pressure, and Turner will go to the stripe. Falls on Cordell Pemsel.
You know what? I like that. I like Turner going hard like that. He got the ball, and he looked like a running back. There was no other decision that he was going to make other than going strong to the bucket.
To the line for the Wildcats, A.J. Turner, 2 shots.
And so Turner will shoot 2. 7 of 10 at the free throw line so far this year. And that one rattles out.
See, scorers can get going when they get to the free throw line, but you got to convert. You got to see that ball go to the net. Get that confidence elevated, and it affects the rest of your game.
Northwestern, good free throw shooting team, second best in the Big Ten, just under 76%, but they have shot the fewest free throws in the league.
See Bakari Evelyn trying to push up and get the tempo more to the liking of the way that Iowa wants to play. It's a simple thing, but you can see they have much better ball movement that possession.
Evelyn unable to hit on the 3, and Northwestern will try to build on a 21-18 lead. Clock at 10 now. Greer to Turner for 3. Not there. And knocked around. Kriener's got the rebound. Here comes Evelyn for Iowa. Frederick.
Boy, it's good to see him cutting and going horizontal.
Pemsel tries to lob it inside. Knocked away by Robbie Barron. That is the first turnover for the Hawkeyes.
Looks like Pat Spencer wants to take Cordell Pimsel off the bounce.
Gets it into the lane, but Spencer can't hit. Rebound knocked around, and Spencer called for the foul.
I'm okay with the decision. I just think when you pull it back that much and you let the Iowa defense get set, he was looking at headlights. What do I mean by that? There were other off-ball defenders. When you see off-ball defenders' shoulders, that's called headlights. And so C.J. Frederick was in the lane as well as Ryan Kriener that time. So it was a tough situation to try to break Pimsel down off the bounce.
McCaffrey thought about the three.
Good work by Barron defensively on Pimsel in the post.
Here's Frederick. Evelyn will try another one, and that one goes. Bakari Evelyn hitting the three. First points of the game for him. And just his 9th three ball of the season.
And Evelyn struggling with this shot. 1 of 6 last game against Maryland. So, but he's given some good minutes off the bench. Toussaint, Fran McCaffrey choosing not to go with him.
Barron travels. And so it'll be Iowa ball in a good tight game. Iowa Northwestern even at 21. Hawkeyes and Wildcats even at 21 in Evanston as we take a look at the home they built, presented by Rocket Mortgage, by Quicken Loans. And Big Ten teams have been awfully good at home this year. Now 32-5 after Ohio State knocked off Nebraska earlier tonight. That's been the one common theme that has run through this league, Steve. It is really tough to win on the road.
Oh, just ask Michigan State when they went to Purdue and really struggled against the Boilers in Mackey Arena. You know, the Big Ten has led the nation in attendance over 4 decades consecutively. So these are big venues, passionate fans, and very difficult to get a road victory.
Hawkeyes 8 field goals tonight, all of them assisted. Try to get it to Pemsel. Knocked away. Frederick's got it for three. C.J. Frederick, right place, right time, and he gets his first hoop.
Well, he was fortunate there. I'm just impressed with Northwestern's length. Iowa's tried to throw the ball over the top to Garza twice, and they've had it deflected. So Northwestern doing some good things defensively. Just didn't come up with the loose ball.
Miller Kopp being guarded by Evelyn. Shot clock under 10 again. A nice defensive possession for the Hawkeyes. Shot clock at 3. Young puts it up off the glass and in, and he'll go to the free throw line. Good work by the freshman.
Boy, good look by A.J. Turner over the top of the defense. Watch a jump pass over the double team. And Ryan Young goes right over the top of the rim, off glass, and one opportunity. Nice execution by the Cats.
That foul on Pemsel, that is number 2 on him. And so Ryan Young goes to the free throw line already with 7 points. He had just 2 against Nebraska after 4 straight games in double figures. Misses the free throw. He missed a critical front end of a 1-and-1 late in that Nebraska game. Wildcats able to overcome some poor foul shooting down the stretch to pull it out.
And Ryan's got a unique release on his shot. He hit the back of the iron, but his aggressiveness is going to make Garza play some D.
They've left McCaffrey open a couple times, and he has made Northwestern pay. That is 5 for Connor McCaffrey, who averages just 7 per game. Maybe he'll advise. Nice catch, though, by Young. Here's Kopp on the baseline, and he hits it. Nicely done by Miller Kopp. That is 7 for him, and Northwestern back within 1.
That was a heck of a save by Ryan Young, wasn't it? I thought that was going out of bounds, but great job by the young big fella to save, and a nice pass along the baseline.
Here's Garza, double teamed. Wieskamp, not there, in the rebound to Nance.
See, it's interesting how each team will guard Iowa. So Michigan chose to guard Garza one-on-one. He had 44, but Michigan was able to win. And today you see Northwestern double teaming him almost every time.
A.J. Turner, who has really been impressive these last couple games, hits the 3. 11th lead change of the game, now 6 for Turner as Northwestern's back up 2. Here's Garza spinning on Young, off glass and in. They're going to say it's on the floor.
Oh, wow. Take a look. That seems like he's in the motion right there.
That's the second foul on Young. I agree with you. Not sure how that's not a shooting foul.
Yeah, that's a tough break on Iowa that time. And Brad McCaffrey not pleased. But you know what? One of the things about Garza, he's just going to keep coming. He's relentless.
Well, they get 3 either way as Frederick hits another 3 ball, and Iowa now goes back on top.
C.J. Frederick. I'm a little amazed with a guy that sat out as long as he has and just come back in. You know, he was a little rusty on his first couple shots, but now he has found the range.
Now Turner on the other side. That one doesn't go. And Nance able to corral the rebound. Spencer for 3. Not there. Knocked around, and Evelyn lets it go out of bounds. It'll be Iowa ball.
Everybody's paying so much attention to Garza. Nice screen there. I believe that was by Wieskamp that allows C.J. Frederick a practice NBA 3. Nobody within 5 feet of him.
Well, you can understand why they're concerned about Garza. He had the first 10 points for Iowa. He has not scored since, however. There's Wieskamp. Lost it out of bounds, but it'll stay with the Hawkeyes.
You can see why Iowa's a top scoring team in the league. They just have a lot of different ways they can hurt you offensively. You know, especially when McCaffrey hit that 3. He's feeling good about himself, so you really have to pick your poison against the Hawkeyes.
Garza misses that one, and Jared Jones with the rebound. Iowa by 1. Neither team has led it by more than 4. Here's Spencer. Now Miller Kopp hit one on the baseline a moment ago. That one doesn't go. Garza corrals the board. And the Hawks on the run. McCaffrey. Frederick, cut off there by Spencer. Here's Evelyn. Hits another one. Bakari Evelyn catching fire. 2 3-pointers for him. And Iowa extends it to a 4-point lead.
Iowa does such a good job of sharing the basketball that once they get you in rotation, it's awfully difficult to respond.
Nance unable to finish. Turner thought about the 3. Now Nance again. And a step out of bounds. I believe he did. No, it's going to be a foul on Iowa. It's going to be on Luka Garza. 32-28. Iowa on top of Northwestern. Back in Evanston, Iowa with 2 of the top 4 scorers in the Big Ten in conference play, including Luka Garza, who's leading the way overall in the league at 22 points per game, but he just picked up his 2nd foul, Stephen.
Yeah, you know what? It's interesting that he was so dominant early on and really hasn't done much offensively, and they're picking up his 2nd foul. That's why Pete Nance needs to continue to get to the rim, put some pressure on Iowa's front line. But you know what I like about Luka Garza? He's impervious to everything. He just continues to battle. Even though he's on the bench, when he comes back in the game, his effort does not change one bit.
That foul's on Connor McCaffrey. That is number 2 for him as well. So fouls an issue. And again, both of these teams with just 8 available recruited scholarship players. And I say recruited because Iowa has Riley Till as well, who has been given a scholarship after being a preferred walk-on. But essentially 8 recruited rotation players for both sides. So foul trouble would be an issue for whoever gets it here tonight.
And see, that's why I like Northwestern's approach tonight, because they've only taken 9 3-point shots. The rest has been in the paint, and they've got 11 second chance points against Iowa. So I think that approach will pay dividends, especially in the second half.
How about Bakari Evelyn? 8 points for him. He had 15 in their win over Cincinnati. That is his only double-figure game as a Hawkeye, but he is really giving them a boost.
Yeah, he's taking advantage. He saw that his first 3 go down, and today's players, you see that first bucket go down, your defense and everything else improves.
A.J. Turner misses badly, but Miller Kopp keeps it alive and puts it up and in. Miller Kopp into double figures for the 6th straight game with 11.
Northwestern continues to live on the offensive glass. This is something where these young guys are going to get in trouble.
9 points for Frederick. And Iowa back up by 5.
What do I mean by that, Dave? When you show on film that you can get on the glass, there's no excuse for the rest of the season. Chris Collins can point back to this effort here in the first half by Northwestern. Say, guys, we need to have some more of this more consistently.
Again, a team with very good size. There's no reason they shouldn't be good on the glass. Chris Collins mentioned the weight room today being a place where a number of these guys are going to have to get better. Good strong take there, and Joe Wieskamp will go to the free throw line as Jones got the worst of that battle, and he also picks up the foul.
You rarely see Wieskamp out of control, always under control. You know, he's got a slight build, but he's a lot stronger than he looks. That's why Jones went flying and he just landed on his feet like nothing happened.
Wieskamp 82% from the line. He hits that one. State Farm halftime report coming up. Rick Pizzo and Tim Miles breaking down the first half, getting you highlights from that Nebraska-Ohio State game as well. It's coming up on the State Farm halftime report.
And it's good to have Tim Miles on our team, isn't it? He is fun, knowledgeable. You know, he had me a little flustered there at the pregame talk back in the studio. He asked me about flying and line-out members. He kind of caught me there, Coach.
Here's Kopp out of the corner. Northwestern needed that. Miller Kopp rattles it home. Now 14 for Miller Kopp. Toussaint trying to answer, left it short, and Nance high for the rebound.
They're playing Toussaint to get to the rim. He's got to take that shot. He was at the free throw line. He's got to let that go.
Kopp, the turnaround, doesn't go. Greener, the rebound.
Well, right now, if I'm Iowa, I'll look for Joel Wieskamp.
Well, they do go to Wieskamp. Fredericks had a really good half. Dumps it inside. Greener, the turnaround that goes. That's 5 points now for Greener. The story of this first half, though, has been C.J. Frederick, who missed the last couple games with an injury, has come in and been shooting the ball beautifully, Stephen.
He really has, and you know, he was a little short. He didn't find the range on his first 2 attempts, but since then, he's been money. And his teammates, one of the reasons I like watching Iowa play is because they go to the hot hand. And if they got a player who's feeling it, they will continue to feed him. That's what they've done with C.J. Frederick here in the first half.
Hasn't just been shooting the ball either. He has 5 assists as well to lead the Hawkeyes, and Iowa really sharing the ball well. 13 assists on 15 field goals so far for Iowa. A team that is 6th in the nation in assists. They're 8th in assist to turnover ratio. So this is kind of what they do. One of the trademarks of a Fran McCaffrey team.
And they withstood a good Northwestern push there at the middle of the first half. They responded with some great shooting of their own.
Spencer thought about the shot. Now he pulls up inside the arc. That one doesn't go. And Evelyn, the rebound. Northwestern was going 2 for 1 there. A quick shot from the Wildcats.
Well, A.J. Turner trying to blanket Frederick. He's not even playing help side defense. He's just staying at home.
There's Evelyn. Shot clock at 10. Toussaint blows by his man. Can't finish. And Kopp tracks down the rebound. Final 10 seconds of the first half. Spencer with a head of steam. Loses the ball. Gets it to Turner. Now Nance with 2 to shoot. Can't get it to go. And that's how it'll end in the first half in Evanston. as Iowa leads it 41-35, despite the fact that Luka Garza's been on the bench for a while with a couple fouls. Iowa actually outscoring the Wildcats 9-7 in that stretch to move it to a 6-point lead. The State Farm halftime report coming up from our Chicago studios. Northwestern and Iowa in a good one, 6-point Hawkeye advantage. Yeah, it's great. Back in Evanston, Iowa, on top of Northwestern, 41-35 at the half. Dave Repson, Stephen Bardo with you courtside. The story early in this game was Luka Garza, who scored the first 10 points for Iowa. Hasn't scored since, Stephen, but a lot of other guys contributed, including two who maybe you wouldn't expect to have as big an impact as they have.
Yeah, C.J. Frederick was coming in. It was questionable whether he was even going to play, but he found his stroke, as did Bakari Evelyn off the bench. So it's been an impressive all-hands-on-deck approach for Iowa in this road game. Like you mentioned, Luka Garza got the party started, then C.J. Frederick and Bakari Evelyn didn't want to be left out, and they had great contributions down the stretch in the first half.
Those two game leaders for the Hawkeyes. Some odd statistical anomalies in this game. Probably the biggest one is Northwestern with a 15-2 edge in second chance points. They are not typically a good offensive rebounding team, but they have gotten 11 offensive rebounds. Iowa with 11 defensive rebounds.
Yeah, it's been interesting. Northwestern crashing the glass really well and making the front line of Iowa work a little bit. I think that's some of the best defense against Garza, is to make him work on the offensive end.
Iowa's made up for it by shooting the ball extremely well, particularly from behind the arc, 8 of 15, and a foul right off the bat on Northwestern.
That was Pat Spencer. You have got to give your big a chance to stop before you go into the dribble. Oh man, don't know about that one. That was a tough break there for Northwestern.
It's the third foul on Young, so pretty big blow for Northwestern starting center on the bench 10 seconds into the second half. There's an offensive rebound for Iowa, and Frederick misses that one. Another offensive rebound for the Hawks. Garza straight in on Jones. Offensive foul. That is the third foul on Luka Garza.
Jared Jones got himself in position and took a body blow. I mean, there's no flopping right there. That's Luka Garza trying to create the space. And good job by Jones closing the gap.
So both big men on the bench, but again, Garza, the top scorer in the Big Ten, second in rebounding. He'll have to sit for a while here for Fran McCaffery. Here's Kopp, scored Northwestern's last 7 points of the first half. He misses that one. Kriener the rebound. Here comes Frederick. Now Toussaint back out to Kriener, and I will set things up. Kriener, Jones was completely lost on defense, but able to recover. Shot clock at 10. Wieskamp cut off on the baseline. 5 to shoot. Toussaint gonna have to make something happen. Well short, but another Iowa offensive board.
I think I know what Fran McCaffery said at halftime.
I have a sneaking suspicion I do as well.
Boy, Iowa's coming up with every loose ball.
That one turned over now. Spencer one-on-one with Frederick, fading away, can't get it to go, and Iowa the other way.
Nice job by Frederick getting back defensively, forcing a tough look.
McCaffery, again they leave him open. This time he can't make him pay, and Robbie Barron the rebound for the Wildcats.
I think Pete Nance has a really big size advantage along the baseline here in this zone.
Shot clock at 10. Barron. Now 6 to shoot. Spencer tries to make something happen, had it knocked away by Toussaint. Here comes Iowa on the break, and Wieskamp going to pull things out. Now Wieskamp, 3-ball over Kopp, doesn't go. Offensive board, Kriener.
Boy, Ryan Kriener, really aggressive. Offensive glass here to start the second half.
How about 4 offensive rebounds here in the second half for Iowa? We still don't have any points, though, as Barron gets the board after the point-blank miss there by Wieskamp.
Good team defense by Northwestern right there. Wieskamp looked like he had a little bit of a space, but it closed down quickly, forcing a tough look.
Kopp nearly turned it over. Good job by Spencer to come up with it for Northwestern. Here's Nance taking it strong to the hole, but can't get it to go. Battle for the board, and Iowa's got it. Here comes Toussaint. Through the lane, blocked away by Kopp.
Nice job by Miller Kopp on the recovery there. Boy, as fluid as the first half was offensively, this one is starting to get more fluid there.
First points of the second half for Robbie Barron. Talked about the freshman at the beginning of the game, has really played well of late for Northwestern, but those his first points.
And he's starting to figure it out.
At the first field goal of the second half for Iowa, they are 1 of 8 now. And C.J. Frederick into double figures with 11. There you see Luka Garza sitting out with those 3 fouls.
Well, that was a nice set that time to bring C.J. Frederick around a down screen curl cut.
Jared Jones, can he get it to go? He cannot, but he will go to the free throw line. That's the second foul on Wieskamp. And so Jones to the stripe, where he has shot just 4 free throws this year, 2 of 4 for the freshman out of Atlanta. And he hits the first one. Tomorrow on an all-new journey, see how Michigan head coach Juwan Howard is making his mark in Ann Arbor, and learn more about Minnesota's Marcus Carr and Ohio State's Caleb Wesson. Plus, see behind-the-scenes footage from Ohio State, Indiana, and Michigan, Minnesota. It's an all-new journey fueled by Gatorade tomorrow, 6 Eastern on BTN and the Fox Sports app. As Jones hits both free throws, freshman into the scorebook for the first time today, and Iowa's lead back down to 3.
See how Toussaint pushes it, make or miss. So the activity is increased when he runs the ball up like that. The tempo increases. It's a subtle thing, but that's exactly what Fran McCaffery is asking him to do.
Here's Creener. McCaffrey for three. Got it. Connor McCaffrey now with 8.
Well, Ryan Creener doing an excellent job accepting the double team. A laser out to McCaffrey, give him enough time to get a clean look.
Here's Jones. Well off the mark, but the rebound goes to the Wildcats. Shot clock did not reset. Here's Barron on the baseline, and he gets it to go off glass. I'm not sure he meant to get it to go off glass.
No, he didn't, because he's got the biggest smile on his face like it's his birthday. But you know what? Sometimes better be lucky than good.
Both is a good combination.
That's true.
McCaffrey, and he's fouled by Barron.
Northwestern foul number 31, Robbie Barron.
Well, we struggled to get some offense going early on. Laser from Ryan Creener to McCaffrey with a sweet stroke, and then Robbie Barron got to check his birthday. Impossible angle.
I don't know, maybe 12, under 12. I mean, as long as you're still leading, you don't risk them, right? Iowa leading Northwestern by 4 as we take a look at tonight's SoFi academic ambitions. And Ryan Young of Northwestern in the spotlight, a 4.0 GPA in the fall quarter that just ended here in Evanston in learning and organizational change. Maybe not a great surprise, guy with a tremendous work ethic. Steve redshirted last year, and you saw him always the first guy in the gym, and translates to the classroom as well.
I agree, and I like Ryan Young. He is a battler. He knows his game. He's going to extend his game and expand his game, but right now he's doing exactly what Chris Collins needs him to do, and that's be tough defensively, get on the glass, and score when you have the opportunity.
Shot clock at 3. Iowa got to get something up there. Evelyn was such a spark in the first half, and Ryan Greer collects the board there. Speaking of the first guy in the gym, every game I've done this year, Ryan Greer has been the first guy to come in and work on his game for Northwestern, just trying to get better. A backup point guard for the Wildcats. There's Barron on the baseline. Now Turner for three. That one's well short. And the rebound of the Hawks.
Great hustle by McCaffrey on that defensive rebound. Looked like two Northwestern players had a beat on the rock, but he came up with it.
Frederick. Back it out.
Watch Wieskamp in this scenario.
He's got Turner on him. Here's Kriener for three. Got it. Ryan Kriener rattling home a three ball. 8 points now for the senior.
Well, you just can't key in on one player against Iowa. They just have so many guys who are confident from deep.
5 different Hawkeyes with at least 1 3 in this game. Here's Greer on the baseline, and he hits.
Boy, that's going to be huge for Greer's confidence. Really wasn't looking for his shot, but forced to that time. Nice job.
And Jones called for the foul as they try to get it inside to Kriener. That's 3 on Jared Jones.
Well, the screen and roll here, and Greer's trying to recover. Jones doesn't get out to Kriener quickly enough. Kriener has always been a battler, physical, but boy, he has really expanded his shooting range this season.
See Ryan Young back in there with the 3 fouls for Northwestern as the Hawkeyes turn it over. That's just the 4th turnover of the game for Iowa. There's Garza on the bench. So Northwestern has brought Young back in with his 3 fouls. The question is, when does Fran McCaffrey bring his big man back in here?
And this is good adversity for Iowa.
Here's Nance. The jumper doesn't go.
Garza doesn't typically get in foul trouble, so he's on the floor quite a bit. It's good for, especially Ryan Kriener being the main go-to guy down in the post.
Second foul on Pete Nance.
In this scenario, you're looking at 4 guards around Ryan Kriener. But Wieskamp at 6'6", 6'7", he can slide in and be a little physical on the front line if need be.
Caffrey trying to slow things down a bit. Here's Evelyn. Games have played largely at Northwestern's pace, I would say, Steve.
Yeah, and you know, Iowa's had some spurts where they've been able to get loose, but Northwestern's done a good job.
Evelyn can't hit there. Wieskamp going for the board. And it is a foul on the Wildcats. It's going to go against Miller Kopp. And Chris Collins not happy.
Well, watch Wieskamp go for this offensive rebound. Gets higher than anybody else.
Beg your pardon, they actually say now that foul is on Ryan Young. And so that is a huge issue for Northwestern. That is 4 fouls now on Young. He did not last very long coming back onto the floor. Kriener throws down the jam.
That's the second time Kriener has gotten an inbounds look like that. He crashes in from the opposite side. The guards aren't prepared, Dave, and so he's got a mismatch down there. Northwestern's got to adjust.
And now the turnover. Wieskamp. Now Frederick left open for 3. Doesn't go. Good strong rebound by Nance. Here comes Greer for Northwestern. A little bit of a danger zone for the Wildcats in a 7-point game, and Chris Collins wants a timeout.
Boy, Ryan Kriener, a well-deserved break because the big fella crashes home and lets Jones know about it. Doing a yeoman's work with guards on the bench.
Iowa by 7 over Northwestern. The Hawkeyes, one of 10 Big Ten teams projected into the NCAA tournament this week by Mike DeCourcy. As you can see, that he's 3 more than any other league. Probably the closest equivalent league to the Big Ten is the Big East, which I know you spend a lot of time in as well, Steve. Just so much depth and balance in both those conferences.
Oh, I think so. And night in, night out, it's just there's no breaks. And sometimes that can make you battle tested, and sometimes that can wear you out. So it'll be a battle of attrition, especially February in both of those conferences.
Luka Garza back in the lineup for Iowa, playing with those 3 fouls. Here's Nance. Got it knocked away, and it goes off the hands of Cordell Pepsel. So it'll be Northwestern's ball with 8 seconds to shoot, 51-44. Iowa on top of the Wildcats. Hawkeyes looking for conference win number 3. Oh, really? Wow. How about that?
Clemson beat, oh, that had to be a Little John, right? That was at Clemson? Okay.
Yeah, ever. Since ever. Yeah.
He said since ever.
look at our Wendy's Big Ten Conference news and notes. We mentioned 12 Big Ten teams in the net top 41. No other league with more than 4. It is the year of the big man in the Big Ten. Daniel Oturu, Travion Williams, Kofi Coburn, all earning Player of the Week and Freshman of the Week honors. And again, Ohio State earlier today knocking off Nebraska to end a 4-game skid despite a couple of suspensions for the Buckeyes.
It's interesting. Northwestern had Miller Kopp going off in the first half, but he's only had 2 shots, scoreless here in the second.
Get 2 more points there from Jared Jones, the freshman, who now gets the reward on the other end of trying to deal with Luka Garza, who is back in the game. He essentially sat for 35 minutes of real time, other than those first few seconds of the second half, and now he's making up for lost time. He gets the basket and the foul. Those are his first points since the first 4 minutes of this game when he scored the first 10.
If you look at Jared Jones, he was really working to try to front, but Luka Garza is so crafty at getting position, and his teammates are looking for him, so they very patient, allow Luka to get the angle, nice post feed, and nice finish.
So a dozen now for Garza, and he hits the free throw. We saw him struggle at the free throw line at the Palestra 10 days ago. That's 4 fouls on Jones, by the way, so Northwestern's big men in serious foul trouble with 11 minutes to go in the game. Kopp had it knocked away, able to gather it back, misses on the baseline, and McCaffrey the rebound. Into Garza, and he is fouled again.
I'm telling you, I said it once, I'm going to say it again. Luka Garza just plays. He just continues to play. Watch him run as hard as he can, get great position. He's got an obvious advantage on Turner and draws the contact.
Impressive what Iowa's done given the limited contributions from Garza. I mean, 47 of their 67 points against Maryland were Wieskamp and Garza, but in this game, 5 different players with at least 8 points, Stephen.
And see, this is when Iowa's at its best. When multiple guys are having good offensive nights, not one player has to carry the ball club, and now Garza's starting to get warmed up. Northwestern's got to be careful.
Largest lead of the game for the Hawkeyes. Here's Kopp. Now Barron. Barron going to work. Left it well short. And Garza the rebound.
Like when Barron tried to go up, he lost his footing. Just didn't have any lift that time. He had an advantage, but height advantage, but couldn't utilize it.
Hempsel down low to Garza. 2 more.
Ain't talking about an old school big that can put you in the post and eat you alive. Luka Garza feeling good about himself right now.
On a personal 7-0 run to extend the lead to a dozen.
Watch out. Just constant movement. He never stopped and knows where the ball is. Gets Nance high. Puts the hand out for the pass. Luka Garza is so fun to watch.
You see Luka Garza, some of the huge games he has put up this year. He joins some select company with multiple 30-point, 10-rebound games in the last 9 years. I mean, that is a good list right there, Steve.
It's a great list. And, you know, kind of the surprises on that list are Malcolm Hill and Peter Jock. Both more so perimeter players, but got on the glass. But I'd say what, Luka Garza, he's a coach's dream. He gets in foul trouble, doesn't matter. He gets hit in the mouth in Vegas, goes and gets stitches, comes back in the game, doesn't matter. He just keeps playing.
He has 17 points in this game. He has scored them in a span of 5 minutes and 10 seconds.
Incredibly efficient.
Foul there as Ryan Young back in for Northwestern, playing with those 4 fouls. It's on Bakari Evelyn. That is his first. Just the 3rd foul on the Hawkeyes. Iowa already in the bonus. Northwestern with a big hill to climb here, down by a dozen.
Iowa's done a good job here on this end of the floor.
Robbie Barron, this move there, and going into Garza, who of course is playing with those 3 fouls. And now Garza going to work again. That time had to fade from the hoop just a little bit. And the Wildcats come up with the loose ball.
And Garza was fortunate that time. He could have gotten called for over the back.
Now Kopp had it stripped away, and Pemsel fouls Young. That's 3 on Cordell Pemsel.
Cordell Pemsel did not like that call. Loose ball, Ryan Young. Great effort to get it to his teammate.
Knocked away beautifully from behind. Robbie Barron thought he had a dunk. Now Wieskamp. Down low to Garza, and Turner knocks it away, and Turner is fouled by McCaffrey.
Joe Wieskamp comes in at the right time. Look at that great timing, and doesn't exaggerate the block. Sometimes when you go through and try to block real hard, you pick up a foul. He did just enough to knock the ball out of Barron's hands that time.
They are going to review that foul. Remember, in the category of a flagrant one is preventing an obvious breakaway. Well, what do you think there, Steve?
It's tough because McCaffrey looks like he's trying to go for the. Like he was trying to go for the rock, but you know, in that scenario. But here's the thing: I'm not getting on A.J. Turner. This is what younger players do these days. Pat Spencer had a beat out in front of him. If you pass that basketball, Pat Spencer goes in for a layup. You get the crowd going, and now you're in the game. It's not A.J. Turner's not the only one that does that. It's kind of interesting to me to see some of the players today. They won't advance the ball when they've got a teammate ahead of the pack.
Looks like they are just saying a common foul there on McCaffrey. Eric Curry, the official, did come over to confirm for us that they were looking to see whether or not that might be a flagrant.
So that's a heck of a foul right there by Connor McCaffrey, saving an obvious layup. And again, it keeps the crowd kind of subdued.
Here's Miller Kopp. Now Spencer. Barron facing up over Garza and hitting. Robbie Barron has an impressive skill set, Steve. He's going to be really good.
Yeah, he's going to be in. You know, he's not afraid. You know, he gets his opportunities. He's going in with confidence, make or miss.
9 points in this game, all of them here in the second half. Here's Pemsel to Garza. It's just too easy, but nothing Ryan Young can do. Garza just establishing that deep post position.
Well, I tell you what, that restricted area is, might as well have the last name Garza on it, because every time he plays, he's burying his defender inside that arc.
Here's Kopp spinning and missing, knocked away by Barron, but Wieskamp able to corral it for the Hawkeyes.
Well, Miller Kopp is really taking some ill-advised shots here lately. I know he's pressing, he's trying to score. He had a good first half of scoring with 14 points, but the last couple of attempts have not been his best.
Yet to score here in the second. Here's Evelyn. Again, they get it to Garza, and Garza hits. It's like a mandate to get the ball to Luka Garza every time down, and it's a good mandate if you're Iowa.
You're right about that. A smart team. I mean, you know, you got guys that can score the basketball. Evelyn and Frederick had really good first halves, but they're deferring to the big fella.
Here's their last 11 points. Here's Barron. Again in on Garza. He misses the dunk. And Evelyn the rebound. And now the other way. Garza lays it up and in and draws the foul.
So here's a lesson for Robbie Barron. Yep. You cannot drop your head in Big Ten play, because as soon as he missed it, Luka Garza put his track shoes on.
Blowing kisses. He's doing everything. Iowa by 14. Basketball on BTN is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance for all of your home, auto, business, and life insurance needs. Look at the Baha'i Temple, not far from the campus here in Evanston. Luka Garza has been playing with a religious fervor so far this year, Steve.
He has. You know, his numbers show his effort. And young players watching the game, you can always play hard. You're not always going to score the basketball. You're going to get in foul trouble sometimes like Luka Garza has, but you're going to see the stat sheet, and you're not even going to know that he was in foul trouble. Efficient, relentless.
Ryan Young, not there. Rebound to Pemsel. Northwestern's got 9 from Robbie Barron here in the second half, and just 6 from everyone else combined.
Let's turn up the defensive pressure a little bit.
Have indeed. Here's Frederick weaving his way through. Out there off glass, Barron the rebound, and here come the Cats now. Northwestern need to get something going. Turner ahead of the pack, misses the layup, and the rebound to Frederick.
Well, that was a great pass by Spencer. I didn't think he saw Turner on the backside.
Pemsel thought about the three. Now Wieskamp maneuvering his way through, and he will go to the free throw line.
Well, Iowa's really taking this energy Wells Ryan Arena out. And they have really been precise on the offensive end here in the second half. I think that Fran McCaffrey may have gotten off the bench once in the second half.
There is Fran. Yeah, he's looking relaxed.
He really is.
Yeah. Trying to get his team back to 3-3. They are ranked in the coaches poll this week. They're first among others receiving votes in the AP. Coming up, stick around for the Big Ten basketball postgame, fueled by Speedway, press conferences, interviews, expert analysis immediately after the game on BTN and the Fox Sports app as Wieskamp hits both of the free throws. Just 6 points for him. They haven't needed a whole lot from him, though. Have gotten some other contributions, and of course Garza having a huge game.
You know, sometimes when you see Northwestern, the ball sticks a little bit. You know, it doesn't swing around the perimeter quite as cleanly. I think that's kind of belies their youth, showing that they got to trust each other a little bit better on the offensive end.
Pop's second half struggles continue as he misses. On the other end, the Hawks try to save it, but instead it goes to Miller Kopp, and Kopp goes down hard as he ran into C.J. Frederick.
Kopp going hard, and Frederick just gets his foot in the way. Miller Kopp goes down. C.J. Frederick kind of upset, but I think that's kind of obvious when Kopp ends up on the ground. I'm glad he wasn't hurt. He fell awkward.
And Kopp misses the free throw. Normally very reliable at the free throw line, nearly 85%, but it has been that kind of a half for Northwestern. Their only starter to score in this half has been Barron. Kopp, remember, 14 in the first half, still looking for his first points of the second. He does get one there. Tough last 15 minutes or so for Chris Collins' team.
Talking about an Iowa team that's starting to hit on all cylinders. They got their confidence back at that home victory over Maryland. They were dominant.
Wieskamp held ball and will stay with the Hawkeyes.
Well, I tell you, Wieskamp and Frederick on that curl cut is really hard to defend. They get it down screen and they curl hard into the lane. It makes it difficult for the defense to recover.
Garza going to try the three. Why not?
Boy, he's having fun tonight. Takes the mouthpiece out, slapping hands with C.J. Frederick. I mean, this might be his most impressive offensive output, in my opinion.
27 for Garza. Spencer is fouled shooting the three. 17 points in 6:06 of action here in the second half.
And there's no hesitation. It doesn't matter if Spencer's flying in his face. He's feeling it and making up for lost time. He was on the bench during his foul trouble. I mean, when a guy is hot, he's hitting all net. He's not even hitting rim.
And so Pat Spencer at the free throw line. He has really had a rough night. Just 3 points for Spencer. He's had 3 straight games in double figures coming in, and has really been a welcome addition for Chris Collins. Of course, everyone by now really familiar with the story. A lacrosse player and the best lacrosse player in the country last year. It's funny, too, talking to Fran McCaffrey today. He was saying, you know, I've heard enough about Spencer being a lacrosse player. He said it's as relevant as him being a math genius. He said he's a great basketball player. The guy's really good.
Yep. I think what Spencer, sometimes I notice he's got a tendency, Dave, he'll try to push through traffic and gets the ball stripped. Saw it in Indiana. I've seen it tonight. That's going to be something that he's going to have to evolve into as the season goes on. To understand it, it might look open, but it closes quickly.
Wieskamp through the lane and draws the foul. Good aggression there from Joe Wieskamp.
Joe's back to being in the poker face. He was showing a little emotion last game in their win over Maryland. He was trying to shake off that poor shooting outing at Nebraska. But he smiles easy. He just doesn't show it on the court.
Jared Jones just fouled out for Northwestern, so now they bring in Ryan Young, who's playing with 4 fouls. It's been a good game for the Hawkeyes to get. This is their 9th game in their last 12 away from Iowa City. Now they come home 3 straight home games: Michigan, Rutgers, and Wisconsin, Steve. So you get this one, you're 3-3 in the league. Got to feel pretty good as you head home.
Yeah, you feel good, but you got Michigan, Rutgers, and Wisconsin.
I hear you, but you'd rather have them in Iowa City than on the road.
No, that's true.
There's no easy games in this league,
No.
so let's disabuse ourselves of that notion.
Yeah, see what I'm saying, Dave?
Yeah, Spencer's had a lot of turnover issues. I mean, if there's one thing where he has struggled, and again, part of that is recently he's had to play somewhat out of position. He's probably not a pure point guard, but again, Boo Buie injured for Northwestern, talented freshman.
I would agree with that. Got to make the adjustment at this level quickly.
Frederick can't get it to go. Young, the rebound. Here's Kopp out of the corner. Miller Kopp's had a tough second half, as has this entire Northwestern team. They have missed their last 6 field goal attempts.
And Miller's body language is not really good right now. He's down on himself. He's pressing a little bit, really not letting the game come to him.
0 of 6 this half for Miller Kopp. And a foul inside on Young, so he too is done. Oh no, I beg your pardon. 3-second violation. 72-54, Iowa. He has been nothing short of tremendous. Luka Garza, 72-54, Iowa on top and on the verge of going to 9-2 when Garza scores 20 or more points this year. He has just been a force, Steve.
Yeah, and they took the 3 away from him. They gave him a 2. But yeah, he's having fun. You can see him smiling, talking to his teammates, feeling good about it. And that guy was in foul trouble. I mean, he could have been pouting. He could have been, negative energy. Not Luka Garza.
Yeah, they reviewed a 3-pointer during the break and revealed that Garza's toe was on the line. So it is just a 2 for Garza, but still a 17-point lead for the Hawkeyes. There's Young, now Greer for 3. That doesn't go. And Young, the offensive rebound, just the second of the second half for Northwestern after they had 11 in the first half, Steve.
Now consider this for Iowa. Joe Toussaint has really not played a lot tonight. He's starting point guard. Hasn't been much of a, had an effect on this game, but it doesn't matter. With C.J. Frederick coming back into the fold, that's a huge boost for the Hawkeyes.
Young able to hit the free throw. First points of the second half for him. There is Toussaint. He'd had a couple really good games, had 32 over a 2-game stretch. He played great when we saw them in the Palestra against Penn State. That ball knocked off the head of Robbie Barron, and it goes out of bounds to Iowa. But Toussaint scoreless tonight, 4 points against Maryland. But frankly, haven't needed him. And again, that speaks to the contributions of guys like Bakari Evelyn, who's bringing it across, and then the return of C.J. Frederick as well.
Yeah, it's Iowa's just going to be, they can stay healthy from this point moving forward. It's difficult to beat them. I don't care on the road or at home.
And now Young has fouled out for Northwestern. And it's his fifth. So both of the big men for the Wildcats, Young and Jones, fouled out by Garza, who has just been beyond a handful.
And I'm going to tell you something. The game is going to three-point shooting, but the Big Ten's collection of big men is as impressive as I've seen in a decade. I mean, every night you've got a premier big, and this may be the premier big in the country.
Garza able to hit the free throw now, 27. Saturday on BTN, these same Wildcats head to Champaign to take on Io DeSumo and the Illini. And the Hoosiers and Huskers square off in Lincoln. It's Big Ten basketball presented by Jeep, Saturday on BTN and the Fox Sports app. Yeah, I agree with you. You know, you normally think of college basketball as a guards game. I don't think it's a great year for guards in the Big Ten. It is as good a year for big men as I can ever remember.
I totally agree with that. And you know, it's funny how the ebb and flow of this game goes.
Nance with a strong take there. First points of the second half for him.
And before I forget, Dave, I wanted to give a shout out to my former coach, Doug Collins, who's having some health issues that he's trying to overcome. And just want to say, get well, Coach. We're thinking about you.
Chris telling us today his dad has been battling some back problems. He is in Arizona. He is normally a fixture here in Welsh Ryan Arena, rooting on his son, and certainly extend my thoughts to Coach Collins as well. Such a great guy and such a loyal supporter of Chris and this entire Wildcat program.
Well, Iowa faithful here in Welsh Ryan giving Luka Garza a well-deserved standing applause. That might have been the most efficient performance we've seen in the Big Ten this season.
He was just fabulous, really took over this game. When he came back in the second half, he was great out of the gate, and then Northwestern seemed to have things figured out. But in the second half, Garza came out with a vengeance. Tino Malnati into the game for Northwestern, the walk-on playing for just the third time this year. And now Barron has it stolen by Pemsel.
Well, Cordell Pemsel just does what's necessary. Doesn't necessarily look to shoot. Underrated passer. Gets on the glass. Good defender. And after some injury situations, good to see him on the floor.
Greener blocked by Barrett. And now Greer the other way for Northwestern. Nance. He'll go to the line.
I like Nance getting the ball in the paint area, facing up his defender and going strong to the hole. We need to see more of that out of him.
No doubt. I mean, Pete Nance has a ton of talent. I don't think there's any question about it. But sometimes seems content to kind of drift around the perimeter. And with his great frame, we talked about it. He shot a few free throws now here tonight, but he had gone 10 games without shooting a free throw. And think about it, 6'10", Steve. You ought to be living at the free throw line.
Yeah, but you know what though, Dave? We're in the era of Dirk Nowitzki, Kevin Durant.
I hear you.
Anthony Davis, guys is 6'11", 7 feet that play on the perimeter that are are outstanding, but they're freaks of nature. So college players a lot of times want to emulate guys that they can never achieve, because those guys are they're just special.
Under a minute to go here in Evanston. Iowa's controlled essentially the entire second half. Now Nance throws down the dunk.
That's a tough loss for Northwestern at home, but an impressive showing by Iowa. You talked about this is the key game because now they have 3 in a row at home.
It'll be the first conference road win as well for Iowa. They had been 0-2. They improved to 5-4 away from home this year, and these wins on the road are going to be critical this season. It's what's going to separate the middle of the pack, Steve.
I totally agree.
Here's Tino Malnati now. The walk-on gets an assist as he sets up A.J. Turner. That'll do it here from Evanston as Luka Garza leads the way for the Hawkeyes.